The governor Felix kept Paulo in bonds, though he had done nothing worthy of death or bonds. And when Felix was succeeded by Porciu Festo, desiring to gain favor with the Yehudim, Felix left Paulo in bonds. Acts chapter 25. Festo, therefore, having come into the province, after 3 days went up to Hierosolyma from Caesarea. And the chief priests and the principal men of the Yehudim informed him against Paulo, and they besought him, asking a favor against him, that he would send for him to Jerusalem, effectuating an ambush to kill him on the way. Howbeit Festo answered that Paulo was kept in charge at Caesarea, and that he himself was about to be going out thither in swiftness. Let them therefore, saith he, that are of power among you, go down with me, and if there is anything amiss in the man, let them accuse him. And when he had tarried among them not more than 8 or 10 days, he went down to Caesarea, and on the morrow he sat on the judgment seat, and commanded Paulo to be brought. And when he was come, the Yehudim that had come down from Hierosolymon stood round about him, bringing against him many and grievous charges, which they could not prove. While Paulo said in his defense, Neither against the law of the Yehudim, nor against the temple, nor against Caesar have I sinned at all. But Festo, desiring to gain favor with the Yehudim, answered Paulo and said, Art thou wanting, having gone up into Hierosolyma, to be judged concerning these things before me there? But Paulo said, I am standing before Caesar's judgment seat, where I ought to be judged. To the Yehudim have I done no wrong, as thou also very well knowest. If then I am a wrongdoer, and have committed anything worthy of death, I refuse not to die. But if none of those things is true whereof these accuse me, no man can give me up to them. I appeal to Caesar. Then Festo, when he had conferred with the council, answered, Thou hast appealed to Caesar. To Caesar shalt thou go. Now when certain days were past, Agrippa the king and Berenice arrived at Caesarea and saluted Festo. And as they tarried there many days, Festo laid Paulo's case before the king, saying, There is a certain man left a prisoner by Felix, about whom, when I was at Hierosolyma, the chief priests and the elders of the Yehudim informed me, asking for a guilty verdict against him. To whom I answered that it is not the custom of the Romani to give up any man before that the accused have the accusers face to face, and have had opportunity to make his defense concerning the matter laid against him. When therefore they were come together here, I made no delay, but on the next day sat on the judgment seat, and commanded the man to be brought, concerning whom, when the accusers stood up, they brought no charge of such evil things as I supposed, but had certain questions against him of their own religion, and of one Yeshua, who was dead, whom Paulo affirmed to be alive. And I, being perplexed how to inquire concerning these things, asked whether he would go to Hierosolyma, and there be judged of these matters. But when Paulo had appealed to be kept for the decision of the venerable emperor, I commanded him to be kept till I should send him to Caesar. And Agrippa said to Festo, I also could wish to hear the man myself. Tomorrow, saith he, thou shalt hear him. So on the morrow, when Agrippa was come, and Bernice, with great pomp, and they were entered into the place of hearing, with also the 1,000 rulers and principal men of the city, at the command of Festus, Paulu was brought in. And Festus saith, King Agrippa, and all men who are here present with us, ye behold this man, about whom all the multitude of the Yehudi made suit to me, both in Hierosolymos and here, crying that he ought not to live any longer. But I perceived him to have committed nothing worthy of death, and as he himself appealed to the venerable emperor, I determined to send him, of whom I have no certain thing to write to my lord, for what reason I have brought him forth before you, and specially before thee, King Agrippa, that after examination had, I may have somewhat to write. For it seemeth to me unreasonable in sending a prisoner not withal to signify the charges against him. And Agrippa said to Paulu, Thou art permitted to speak for thyself. Then Paulus stretched forth his hand and made his defense.